Okay, this is a mnemonic. It's a memory trick with a picture to help you remember all the parts of the inside of the heart. You know, when you're trying to remember where things are, whether it's for testing or for recall, you start doubting yourself and you can recreate a whole memory. But this is where pictures come in handy. They lock in all the information into one clear memory, making it harder to second guess. So let me share you a story about the inside of the heart using this diagram. It's also a great way to draw. It's a great idea to draw out the story yourself and make it yours. So you can add some things to it and it'll be great and you'll remember it. So we're going to start with, this is called Into the Cave because we're going to start at the kava, the cave. And you have to kind of like recreate the memory by, it's Kava, kava, tell yourself the words. That's where you're going to start in the superior or the inferior kava. You're going to come in through the cave and you're going to come into the right atrium. An atrium is a large room. So if you're not sure of an atrium, look up some images on atrium and maybe put it to the side of your picture so you can remember what an atrium is because it's a large room. So it's kind of an, I don't want to change that word around because it's a large room, but if you wanted, you could put a rat, see the R and then the AT of atrium. You could put a rat in the beginning so you start at the rat. You come into a cave and all of a sudden you see this rat and then you'll know it's the right side of the atrium if you're worried about what side you come in on. And then you see we have the valve we have to go through, and it's called a tricuspid valve. And did you know like tri means three, and then cuspid sounds a little bit like Cupid. So let's see if I can find some here. We're going to put three, there we go, three Cupids at the valve. So when you go through the atrium, you've got to go by tri-Cupids. That means three Cupids we're going to go through. So we're going to move into the next chamber, and what we're going to see is it's called right ventricle. To me, it kind of sounds like tentacles. So let's put some tentacles in the ventricle, the right side of the ventricle. And of course, you've got to like hurry along. So you're going to go through. It's like the tentacles are coming at you. So we're kind of like, so you're moving along through there, and then you're going to have, let's see. What I want to put in here, just so you know, because we have two, let's put that the right ventricle, the tentacle, is guarding the ventricular septum. So septum reminds you of scepter. So that's where I put that right there. So you would see like, oh, that's a scepter, you know, and it's the ventricle because they're down there with the ventricle, which is the tentacles. So it's easy to remember a trick for you. So we have, let's see, you move out of the room where you find a trunk of money. Let's go here. Let's put this picture up. So this picture is because that's the pulmonary valve and the pulmonary trunk. So pull money in a trunk is our mnemonic for that. Pulmonary trunk, this leads you to the lungs to exchange carbon dioxide, the waste, and get oxygen. So you can see how you're pulling the trunk of money. Maybe you can do it up, pull money full of oxygen in the trunk or carbon dioxide into the trunk, up into the oxygen, up into the lungs where it can exchange for some fresh oxygen. And I did put the pulmonary arteries in blue so you knew that they were more deficient in some oxygen and it's for carrying waste into the lungs. And as you might remember or know or learned, that arteries, the pulmonary arteries are the only arteries in the body that have oxygen poor blood. And then it comes back and the pulmonary veins will bring it back full of oxygen, right? So the lungs, you go into another large room. So you go into the left atrium. And so when we get to the left atrium, we have, it's the bicuspid valve. And so we have two cupids, right? Bi means two. So let's put our two cupids there. And then you see where it's a mitral valve. So maybe you forget what a mitral valve is. So when I look at that word, I was kind of going mitral, my troll, my troll. Like it's a troll. And so when I tested, I would put a troll. Let's see, let me find that for you. The troll there, and I kind of put like a little tattoo on his belly that said MY for my troll. So you have the bicuspid. So when you can see when you go to take a test or you need a recall, you can see there's 3 cupids on one side and 2 on the other. Cuspid, cupid, the word is pretty similar for good recall. So after you meet them again, remember now we also have the left ventricle. So just put some more ventricle tentacles in the bottom of the ventricle, and then you see the scepter in the center there. So after you leave with the tentacles, the left ventricle, you can see it goes up through the aortic valve and then out through the aorta. So we're almost done with this. And so what I have so aortic, to me, the aorta sounds like porta. So I put right above that porta. So it's almost like an exit, like as a port where things would go to. A port would be like ships. So I put some ships on there. Let's see. Yeah, that's looks good. Let me put one more ship on there. There we go. Out of each 3. Yeah. So you can see that that's how you're going to leave. So it's a great way, aorta, porta, and actually just kind of in your mind visualize it. And the aortic valve, you could look at you're leaving by ship, so you travel through the aortic porta valve, so you can get a good idea of remembering that you're leaving out to the port and you have to meet at the aortic valve. So I hope this helped you get a good idea of the heart and the diagram, and like draw it out yourself. Make whatever you need to remember, make it clear for you in a picture. And so thank you for watching.